The Beijing Winter Olympics have started, even if the country's human rights abuses haven't ended. Twice as many Americans approve of the U.S. diplomatic boycott than disapprove of it. Now, some big companies are facing the moral dilemma of sponsoring the Games in a country where the regime is accused of genocide. ntd's Colin Fredrickson has the details.
Nearly half of Americans approve of President Biden's diplomatic boycott of the Beijing Olympics. That's according to a recent Pew study. The boycott aims to highlight the Chinese regime's human rights violations in Xinjiang. Now Olympic sponsors are facing some pushback. 5 of the top sponsors are American-owned, including Coca-Cola, Airbnb, Intel, Procter & Gamble, and Visa. Several of them say they support diversity and inclusivity.
At the Coca-Cola Company, diversity, equity, and inclusion is in our DNA. It is at the heart of our values and the bedrock of our company's culture.
But now some question whether the companies are serious about their social responsibility.
How can you have corporate responsibility and diversity and equal rights, but then you're going to support a genocide? That makes no sense to me.
Assistant Professor of Business Law Nicholas Creel says last April, Coca-Cola issued a statement against some voting legislation in the United States.
Now we go and see that they're very happily advertising the Olympics here in communist China. And it shows pretty clearly that if they're willing to do that, all for the idea of making more money, because it's going to be quite a lucrative advertising opportunity.
So why would companies risk losing their reputation and hurting their brand image?
They are really all that worried about ethics, and they're more just worried about profit when it comes down to it.
But sponsors are facing some real problems. Sponsorships are locked in for many years, and sponsors can't choose which games they're going to join. Professor of Sport Management Rick Burton says it's always difficult for Olympic sponsors because they know there are going to be people protesting something in each host country.
If Coca-Cola came out in the United States and said that they were against gun violence, there would be a lot of people who buy guns and believe in the right to carry guns who might believe that Coca-Cola was attacking them and suddenly would not buy Coca-Cola.
Creel says with corporate social responsibility, human rights abuses can't be ignored.
And if that's something that we can ignore, then it looks like we could ignore literally anything else.
China economic analyst Antonio Graceffo says he hopes the public will vote with their dollars.
We could all just agree not to shop at the companies that are, supporting genocide or supporting forced labor, or we could, have letter writing campaigns and things. But I really wish the public would take a stance on this.
According to the International Olympic Committee's charter, the Olympics promote a peaceful society concerned with the preservation of human dignity. One thing to watch out for future games is whether the IOC changes how it chooses host countries.
Beijing.
Colin Fredrickson, NTD News.